Grocery shopping used to be a simple chore, a routine part of life that most of us barely thought about. It was a time to pick out fresh produce, maybe treat yourself to something special, and fill your cart with the week's essentials. Now, it's a test of financial survival, a stressful calculation with every item you pick up. Each trip to the store feels like a gamble, where you're never sure what you'll have to put back. Prices are so high, it feels like a prank. $14 for cabbage, $30 for a chuck roast. The numbers on the price tag seem almost unreal, as if someone is playing a cruel joke on ordinary families. Essentials like cheese and rice are suddenly luxuries, and the foods you once took for granted now feel out of reach for many. Families are forced to choose fruit for the kids or ground beef for dinner, but rarely both. The idea of a balanced meal is replaced by the reality of making impossible choices. No matter how carefully you shop, the total at checkout is a gut punch. You double-check your cart, hoping for a mistake, but the numbers don't lie. The beep of the scanner is now a countdown to financial anxiety, each sound a reminder of how much you're spending and how little you're getting in return. Feeding your family has become a source of dread, not comfort. The dinner table, once a place of connection, now feels like a battleground against rising costs. We're told it's just inflation, but when grocery chains post record profits, it feels more like price gouging. The explanations don't match the reality we see in our receipts. The system is rigged. You pay more for less while corporations cash in. The shelves may be full, but your cart is emptier than ever. This isn't just the way things are, it's the way things have been made to be. The struggle is by design, not by accident. The simple act of buying groceries now leaves millions feeling defeated, questioning how much longer they can keep up in a system that seems determined to leave them behind. You make it through the grocery store, pinching pennies and making tough choices, only to be greeted by the next villain waiting at home, the utility bill. It's a monthly reminder that even the basics come at a steep price. $350 a month for electricity isn't just a bill. It feels like a punishment for wanting to live comfortably, for daring to keep the lights on and the house warm. It's a price tag on normalcy, a tax on everyday life. Peak pricing means the cost spikes exactly when families are home, making dinner, helping kids with homework, trying to enjoy a few hours together. The meter runs fastest when life is happening, turning simple routines into expensive luxuries. So people sit in the dark, sweating through summer nights, unplugging everything they can, rationing comfort. Yet despite all the sacrifices, the bill barely budges. It's as if the system is rigged to keep you struggling. You can skip the fancy cabbage or cut back on treats, but you can't skip electricity. It's not a luxury, it's a lifeline. Every month, families are forced to choose between keeping the lights on and putting food on the table. Utilities are a necessity, but they're priced like a luxury item. The bills keep climbing, and the stress grows with them, leaving families feeling trapped and powerless. Monopolies set the rates, and you have no choice but to pay. There's no shopping around, no competition, just a single company with all the power, and you're left pleading for relief. While you stress over the thermostat, executives in glass towers collect bonuses and celebrate record profits. The system rewards those at the top, while everyday families are left to struggle. The American dream was never just about owning a home. It was about being able to live in it, to build a life, to feel secure and hopeful for the future. Now, even that feels out of reach for so many. The dream is slipping away, replaced by anxiety and uncertainty. The promise has been shattered, and the pieces sold for profit. What was once a symbol of opportunity is now a struggle just to keep the lights on. The old advice, just work harder, rings hollow in 2025. For decades, Americans were told that putting in extra hours and giving it their all would eventually pay off. But today, that promise feels more like a myth than a roadmap. Wages aren't keeping up with inflation, they're not even close. Every year, paychecks seem to shrink in real value, while the cost of living keeps climbing. Rent, groceries, gas, and healthcare all outpacing what most people bring home. People work full-time, sometimes juggling 2 or even 3 jobs, and still fall behind. The hustle never stops, but the finish line keeps moving further away. The gap between earnings and expenses is now a chasm. For many, it feels impossible to get ahead, no matter how hard they try or how many hours they put in. Saving money is a fantasy. Handling emergencies is a crisis. A single unexpected bill, a car repair, a medical expense can throw an entire family into chaos, forcing impossible choices. The harder you work, the more exhausted you become, but you're stuck in place. Burnout is everywhere, and rest feels like a luxury few can afford. The American promise that hard work leads to a better life is broken. Dreams of stability and upward mobility have faded for millions, replaced by anxiety and disappointment. People are losing faith, not just in the economy, but in the idea of opportunity itself. The sense of possibility that once defined the nation is slipping away, replaced by doubt and resignation. This isn't about bad choices. It's about a system that punishes labor and rewards capital. The divide between those who work for a living and those who profit from their work has never felt wider. The rules have changed, and working people are left with anxiety and broken promises. The safety nets that once offered hope now feel threadbare, leaving families exposed to every shock. The game is rigged, and everyone knows it. Across the country, frustration is growing, and people are demanding answers, because working more for less is no longer an option anyone can accept. Financial stress isn't just about numbers, it's a daily, grinding weight on the mind. Anxiety, exhaustion, and hopelessness are everywhere as people do the math and come up short. The link between money and mental health is direct. When you can't afford basics, hope disappears. Even a brief moment of financial security can lift depression, but it vanishes as soon as the bills return. This isn't personal failure. It's a predictable outcome of a system that values profit over people. We treat the symptoms with therapy, but ignore the root cause, economic policies that manufacture despair. The mental health crisis is the bill for decades of misplaced priorities. It's the quiet sound of a nation pushed past its breaking point. The American healthcare system in 2025 is less a safety net and more a trap. For many, care is unaffordable. People skip doctor visits, ration medicine, or go without entirely. Insurance companies deny essential treatments, and even basic co-pays are out of reach. Your health depends not on your doctor, but on what an insurance clerk decides is profitable. We're the only developed nation where a diagnosis can bankrupt you. People delay care until emergencies, making outcomes worse and costs higher. The system isn't failing. For those profiting, it's working exactly as designed. It's just not designed for you. Corporate America is celebrating record profits, especially in groceries and energy. But for regular people, it's a story of struggle and survival. There are 2 economies. One for the wealthy, one for everyone else. The wealth created by millions is funneled to a tiny few, while families cut back and go without. This isn't inflation, it's greed, and people know it. The social contract feels broken. The system protects profits, not people. Public anger grows as accountability disappears. It's a tale of prosperity for the few, pain for the many, and a society stretched to its limit. As if healthcare wasn't bad enough, a new 100% tariff on imported medications just doubled prices overnight. Millions who rely on life-saving drugs now face impossible choices: pay double, ration, or go without. This isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a death sentence for some. The policy punishes sick Americans, not foreign companies. It's a state-sanctioned act of cruelty with real devastating consequences. The people in power seem indifferent to the suffering they cause. It's a time bomb in our healthcare system, and patients will pay the price. Rising costs are only half the crisis. The labor market is quietly stalling. Unemployment numbers hide the truth. People are staying jobless longer, and the safety net is full of holes. The Fed's rate cuts and market moves feel distant to those out of work for months. Long-term unemployment erodes confidence, skills, and hope. For many, work no longer guarantees stability. For others, jobs are out of reach. It's a vicious cycle. Rejection breeds despair, and the longer you're out, the harder it gets. This isn't just economics, it's wasted human potential. The shadow of unemployment darkens a nation already struggling to stay afloat. So, where does this leave us? At the edge, in November 2025, a nation stretched thin. This isn't just a collection of problems, it's a systemic crisis invading every part of life. The pressure is everywhere. Groceries, utilities, healthcare, work. The American dream feels like it's slipping away, replaced by anxiety and anger. When full-time workers can't feed their families, when medicine means bankruptcy, when profits soar as wages stagnate, something is deeply wrong. These aren't the marks of a healthy society. We must demand a system that rewards work, provides real health care, and protects people from corporate greed. Change starts by listening, recognizing the struggle, and believing a better America is possible. Without hope, all we have left is the breaking point, and we're standing right on the edge.